So, ColourPop Fade into Hue palette. Do I need another rainbow palette in my life? No, I don't need another rainbow palette in my life, but do I want one? Yes, because want and need are two completely different things. But the question is, do you want or do you need another rainbow palette in your life? And hopefully I can help guide you in that decision-making process today, because in this video, I'm gonna be doing some swatches of this palette so you can see it all laid out and you can compare it to your palettes at home. I'm also gonna be comparing it to some of the monochromatic ColourPop palettes that I own to see how similar they might be. And of course, we're gonna be doing some looks with this palette and creating some fun things and making sure that the blendability is good and pigmentation. Everything is up to par of what we expect to ColourPop, hopefully. So that is what we're gonna be doing in this video. By the way, if you are new to my channel, new to my face, my name is Ashley Elix, and I would love it so much if you would consider subscribing by hitting that little red button down below. And if you want to get notified when I post videos, make sure your bell is tapped next to the subscribe button, because I post 3 times a week, all beauty and lifestyle related, all cruelty free. And if you're already a subscriber of mine and you want some extended content, make sure you're following me over on TikTok, Instagram, Pinterest, Twitter, Snapchat, all those places, because I'm not a one and done type of palette type of girl. I will continue to do looks with this as long as everything goes well today. And if you need some more inspiration and stuff, you can check out my other platforms where I use palettes that I talk about here on YouTube. I use them more often, you know, my day-to-day. So, but anyways, if you are ready to dive into this palette and see how it performs and all of that jazz, then you're in the right place. And all you need to do now is sit back, hang tight, and keep on watching. Beep. So first, let's just take a second and just admire how gorgeous this palette is. All completely aesthetically pleasing, all Roy G. Biv from darkest to lightest. It's oh, chef's kiss. It is beautiful. Also, this palette does retail for $34 USD, and it comes with the 30 shades that you just saw in there. Has a mixture of metallics, mattes, matte sequins, pressed glitters, all of that kind of range in there to create so many different looks. So let's go ahead now and throw up some swatches. I'll do row by row, starting with the pinks. As you can see, you have 2 mattes in there, 1 sequence shade, 1 kind of metallic, and 1 pressed glitter. Going over to the orange row, you have 1 complete matte, 1 kind of matte sequence looking, maybe 2 matte sequence looking shades, 1 metallic and 1 pressed glitter. Yellow has 2 mattes again, another kind of matte, somewhat sequency shade, a metallic and a pressed glitter. The green row also has 2 mattes, matte sequence, and 2 metallics, no pressed glitter in that row. The blue row has 2 mattes, 1 matte sequence, 1 kind of metallic-y, shimmery shade, and then that beautiful pressed glitter in that one. And the last row we have is the purple row, which has 2 bold purple mattes, and then the matte with a little tiny bit of sequence in it, and then 2 metallics. Now you can go back and take screenshots of those swatches if you want to compare them to rainbow palettes that you have at home or monochromatic palettes. I'm going to share with you the comparisons to the ColourPop monochromatic palettes that I own. I know they have a ton, but these ones are the ones that I got for the rainbow collection last holiday, like the Vault. And I feel like they were like the first, so more people would maybe be inclined to have them. I'm not sure. And then I also have one that was like an Ulta ColourPop exclusive that I felt matched the pink row a little bit more than any of the chromatic ones in here. So let's take a look at those really quickly and see which ones have similarities. All right, I mean, I'm happy with those comparisons because I feel like there's not too many duplicates. There's like 1 or 2 shades here and there, but overall, even though these are 9-pan palettes, I feel like this still kind of stands alone and has some different tones. There are a few that were like almost spot on, but other than that, they had a lot of variation, which I'm sure ColourPop took into account when they were creating this palette, you know, keeping it a little bit different, luckily. So that is really good. Now also, you you know, take a look at your collection. If you have something like the e.l.f. J Kissa to the Rescue palette, that might be a very similar vibe for you, so you may not need this. The Fade into Hue does have a lot more lighter tones. This one is a lot deeper, and you don't have any of the pressed glitters. You have the metallics. Some of the metallics are amazing. Some of them, you know, they have some difficulties, but overall this palette was beautiful. You can't buy it anymore, so, you know, if you're looking at it and you're like, I love that, sorry, it was limited edition earlier this year, but maybe you can do this one instead, of course, but I just wanted to remind you, if you already have this palette, take a look and see how similar it is. I see a couple shades, like maybe the greens and blues that and yellow, that will have some similarities, but overall this is, I mean, this is a much bigger palette. So that one, and then the Take Me Back to Brazil palette. It is an old original of mine. This is seen some stuff. This one is mostly mattes. They did come out with a shimmer palette too, but you know, you can just ask yourself, do I need another rainbow palette or do I just want it? Which is nothing wrong with that either, but I am ready to zoom you guys in and actually start applying all of these colors onto my face. After swatching them, I'm just like drooling over here and I can't wait to put them on my eyes. So let's zoom you in and do that. Okay, so I already primed and prepped my eyes. Today I used the Anastasia Beverly Hills eye primer, and then I'm gonna go in first with the shade Lovecraft. So I'm gonna be working on the pink side. Yeah, I'm gonna be doing as many colors as possible. So I think I'm gonna do a pink and orange halo and then hop over and do blue and purple. And then maybe, just maybe, we'll throw something else on the lower lash line. That way we can test out everything very, very thoroughly. Ah, no mirror inside, which I don't know why. I do this every time to myself with ColourPop. I don't know why, but I'll never, ever, ever get used to it, okay? Such a big palette too to not have a mirror. It's so weird. I don't have any desk space. Ah! So I will just be popping that on the outside corner crease area. Ooh, beautiful. Beautiful pink shade. And with the same fluffy blending brush just cleaned off, I'm gonna go over to the shade Treasure, which is a light orange shade. Let's pop that over here. Yeah, like a very, very light sherbety kind of shade. And then hopping over to the other side, I'm gonna take It Ease and Selfie to do the same exact things, just with the different shades. Ooh, that is a really pretty, like, cloudy blue. I really dig that. Now the only thing, this purple shade Selfie is more like a matte sequence, but usually if I'm not using certain eye primers and brushes, then it just turns into a matte. Yeah, I'm not picking up any of that glitter fleck in that shade. So that's good because there's no like purple transition. That's completely matte. This one, unlike the other rose, has that sequence in there. But if you do want the sequence to pop, try the KVD Shake Eye Primer. That one works really well at picking up sparkles and metallics and things like that. That's what I use if I want a matte sequence to show the actual sequence. And then certain brushes and packing it on and stuff will help too. So jumping back over to the pinky side, let's go in with this shade called, oh, I can't say that. Ulterior, like ulterior motives, or atelier, which sounds really fancy. This one. And then this one over here. These are both kind of sequency mattes as well. Yeah. And I'm just placing it onto the mobile lid. I'll be connecting it to what we laid down, placing it in the crease, and then I'll go back in and blend and make sure that there's no harsh lines or anything. Same technique on the other side, this time taking Watermark and this one over here called Majestic. Woo! Look at that Watermark shade. Holy moly, that is one dip. That is, wow! That is wonderfully neon bright. Oh, I love it. That's a pigmented purple too. Okay, all right, I'm digging this. Okay, cool. I like that. Now, I know not everybody likes pressed glitters, and you probably won't be drawn to this palette if that's the case, because there are several, like at least 5. Yeah, 4. There are 4 pressed glitters in here, and I am I feel like it's a love or hate. I love them. Okay, let me just get down to it. I love them. Yes, they're probably not necessarily approved for the eye areas. They're kind of a chunky pressed glitter. So use your discretion and be very careful when removing if you are choosing to do it. But I love them. So there's no purple pressed glitter. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna do the blue pressed glitter over here and then I think the orange on this side. I wanted to do pink, but I want to make it really balanced. So let me take the shade Kaleidoscope, which is the blue one. I guess I'll start on that side. I'll switch it up. And I'm just gonna press it gently in the middle. Wow. Okay. Love these. If you don't want to do this though, you can take, say, like Hot Copic. It's not as vibrant. Maybe take the purple Express. Whoa. Express feels like this is the lightest shimmery metallic purple. That feels like a super shock. That's cool. But I'm going to take this pressed glitter and just press it on, kind of blending a little bit in between the shades. Oof. Gosh, I'm such a sucker for these. I love these, and part of the reason why not only was the rainbow, but I want more of these pressed glitters in my life from ColourPop so I can have like every color of the rainbow. I'm kind of disappointed there's no purple because I don't think I have one singular purple one. Okay, now I'm gonna go in with So Precious, which is the orange one. That one has an amazing, yellow, orange beautifulness to it. This one is not as chunky. It's a little bit more fine glitter, so I might press on Prismatic on top. But the one in the Orange You Glad palette, that one's more chunky. Yeah, let's take a little bit of Prismatic just so I can even out like in both have. Whoa, the combo is so cool. Got a little bit of fallout, but I was kind of going crazy with it. I wasn't paying attention, and you have to go very slowly pressing it in, and I was not. For the most part, they tend to sweep away just fine. Yeah, pretty much all gone. A little bit on the bottom, but I'm going to be putting pressed glitter there on the lower lash line anyways in a minute. Let me make sure this is all even. I think I need to add some more blue over here. I'm going to throw on some lashes, liner, and then let's play around with the bottom lash line. Yeah. Okay, so for lashes today, in case you want to know, I used the AOA Studio from Shop Miss A. They're the Terry style. And then for my lips, I threw on the little Too Faced Melted Liquid Lipstick in the shade Sugar Cookie. It's from the Christmas little melted set, the little mini set. And I topped it with the ColourPop Raw Beauty Kristi Luxe Gloss in the shade Glacier, which today I believe that I'm uploading this is December 11th, which is when the Raw Beauty Kristi was supposed to be restocked. So check that out if you are waiting to get that, and hopefully you can still get what you wanted. Anyways, let's finish up the lower lash line. That's what we're here for, this palette and the colors in it. So I'm gonna go in with, I think I'm just gonna go right in with Abstract, which is a crazy bright yellow one. And I'm gonna pop that one onto the lower lash line with the pink and orange. Oh my gosh, a mirror every time. Wow. That is a gorgeous bright yellow shade. That is beautiful. I'm gonna go in with the shade Bold Type and pop it on the other side. And then just blend that out. Okay, that looks really, really cool. So you can keep it just like this. I'm gonna take some of the shimmer shades, however. I'm gonna take the middle shade in the yellow row called Shine Bright. It's like a gold, and I'm just gonna put it on the whole thing. Instead of extending the halo, which is what I would normally do, and that would be a good option too if you happen to be wanting to do this look, but instead I'm gonna do this right on there, all along that. Yeah, I did this with the Melt Beetlejuice palette, and I really liked how it looked all metallic-y on the lower lash line. And then same thing with the green row. I'm gonna take the shade Haute, like Haute Couture. Gorgeous, gorgeous shades. Okay, that was a fast, simple, but really fun, bold look. I'm gonna go throw on some lower lash line mascara, and I'll zoom you back out and we'll talk about like my first impression thoughts. So how am I feeling about this palette, considering I have a bunch of other rainbow palettes too? Well, I am not disappointed with my purchase. I am really happy with the palettes so far. Everything blended really well. Everything was really pigmented. I love how organized this palette is. So like I said, you can either do a whole intermixing rainbow scheme situation, or you can stick by row. So if you find these 9-pan palettes of theirs too clunky, too much, you're not going to use 9 different greens, this might be a good option if you need some color in your life, because I like that there's just 5. And I love that each row, it's very consistent across the board. Each row has a light transition shade. Each row has a medium tone. Each row has a dark, rich, pigmented shade. And then you have all those fun metallics and glitters to play around with. So I am really happy with this palette. I think they blew it out of the park. I just couldn't have asked for more in a rainbow palette. I mean, truly, of all the rainbow situations that I've used so far, this has been my favorite based off of first impressions. I like that it's cardboard and it's lightweight. I know that there's no mirror in it, which is what a lot of ColourPop palettes are like. Keeps the cost down and it keeps the weight of it down too. So one day when I can travel again, I could take a neutral palette, I could take this, and I'll be set. So really enjoyed it. I think for $34, which comes out to less than $1 per shade, that is a really good value. But yeah, let me know down in the comments below how you're feeling about this palette. Are you over the rainbow situation? Are you loving it? What is up? How are you feeling? What is good? Do you have it yourself? Do you like it? Because I'm just one opinion over here, but what do you think about it? So I think that's pretty much all I have to say about that. But if you were new here and just stopping by for the very first time, I would love it if you would consider subscribing before you go so I don't get lost in the YouTube sauce. To my OG fam bam who are always watching my videos, thank you so much for your support. It means so much to me. Stay tuned because next week I have a whole week of top 5 faves coming up, and I'm so excited to share that with you as we kind of wrap up the year 2020. Oh, I cringe every time. But anyways, I hope you all have a great day and that you just are doing awesome, and I'll see you next time. Bye.